So Robbie and I are going to move the other boat. Sounds pretty pompous. We've got two boats, but actually this one is my business partner and my boat. And we've had her for 24 years this month in fact. And so we're going to move her up into the bay because we're going to do the haul out. So we're going to go up the coast. So it should be about a 5-hour trip, 4.5, 5 hours.
Probably be dark by the time we get there.
Probably be dark by the time we get there, but that's all right. Looks like we have some decent weather, south wind following us. So here we are at Pillar Point, Half Moon Bay, California. So here she is, Fishing Luhrs, a 1972 Luhrs with twin Cummings, 5.9, 12 valves, 210 each. And she's been a great girl. We've had her for, like I said, 24 years. And she's been 150 miles offshore. She's caught tons of tuna, salmon, crab. We still have our crab block on there. I got to take that down. Robbie got the crab pots off this morning. And we still have some of the jars we got to clean up, put away. And the buoys.
Definitely not as clean as the other boat.
Yeah, definitely. Like Robbie said, definitely not clean like the other boat. New. Oh, look what we got here.
Wow.
Yeah. And we got the riptide coming in. They were out whale watching. I'll give you a quick tour. Because once we're underway, probably a lot of engine noise it interferes with this camera. So it's got a nice good cockpit. Engines under there on V drive, so they're very, very accessible. Downside is the water pours down on them, so the engine room doesn't look like Ponte Vino. Real dirty inside here right now. You know, we're going to be doing lots of work, but we've got a flat screen TV, big bait freezer, the famous couch pulls out to a bed. It's an old broken down couch, but it's really, really comfortable. Came with the boat, so it's, who knows how old it is. And we've got an ice maker, lower station, 2 radars, 3 fixed GPS or fixed VHFs. Galley over here, messy. And it might be hard to see, but we got one head in here and a stall shower. Really nice, a long day of fishing on the way back if you're out 50, 60 miles to get a nice hot shower. Got bunks here. And we've got a forward one here that's got a bunch of tools out right now on it. Kind of a double here. And yeah, she's really set up for fishing. You can see all the fishing rods set up all around, and there's even more at home. When we first bought the boat, we thought, hey, this thing's got all the room for gear that we ever need, but you know, when you get into any hobby, you just keep on adding stuff in. We did here for sure. So we're just casting off the lines right now up here from the fly bridge. Don't know if we're going to stay on the whole time up the fly bridge. Looks to be sunny. It might be too sunny. Got a little bit of south wind going to be following us, and it looks like we're going to have current going into the gate with us, which is really nice. So this is the fly bridge up here. We don't have all the canvas put away because just the two of us, but we'll hopefully have a good ride up if the radio stays quiet. So Pillar Point's a really nice harbor on the coast, and it's double protected. There's the outer breakwater out here that was built in the 1950s, and then in the 1980s they built this inner breakwater. So when we have huge storms and waves are breaking over the outer breakwater out there, or the couple tsunamis that we've had, no damage here. Otherwise, it's open to the southerly storm. So it storms here. It storms hard. So if you're coming up and down the coast, it's a great place. You can anchor out in the outer harbor out here. Take your dinghy in. Some great restaurants and places to see. A nice little town. And or you can go into the marina and get transient moorage. There's always usually plenty. It's a 90% commercial harbor. So it's always bustling no matter what time of day or night. You can see there's a sailboat transient out there anchored and plenty protected, so very nice spot. So once we get outside this, what we call the Jaws, we will be in the open Pacific. We just have to run south about a half mile to get across the reef and the buoys, and then we start making a curve to the north. So we're past the reef now, and we're going to be going around what's called One North, which is just outside the Mavericks break. And you can kind of see out there, we've got a few swells coming up, but there's not enough for the actual break to happen. And then just inside of that, up on the hill there, the golf ball, we call it, that's part of the Air Force station that tracks the missile launches out of Vandenberg Air Force Base. Supposedly they can self-destruct those, send the message to self-destruct in case they go off target. What I'm told is that when the missile is going up, the plume can cause a radio blackout in that area. So here we are, I don't know, about 300 miles north, able to shoot a radio signal to them and tell them to blow. But also they probably also track where they're going from there also. But right inside there is Feather Point Harbor, Half Moon Bay. So we're off the San Mateo coast right now, and we're off what's called Devil Slide. Because, you can probably see over there many times the highway slid. And it's hard to see with this camera, but there's the tunnel there now that goes through it. But you can see the old highway up through there. You can now walk it. And it slid so many times over the years that's how we get back and forth from home to the boat. It's only 11 miles, but it's been closed before for weeks and months at a time because of slides. So they built a tunnel right there, 2-bore tunnel through there. So far we're having a great run. The little wind that is here, that south wind, again, as predicted by Windy. If you're not using Windy or Predict Wind or those, I mean, they're a godsend. I don't even check the NOAA forecast anymore. It's just really not worth it. Just in the last maybe 10 years, what a difference in forecasting. This is exactly what they said it was going to be. And so, yeah, has it been wrong a few times? Absolutely. But right spot on this time, and many other times. Yeah. Still forecast, so you got to figure at that. But they're yeah, way better than what it used to be. How's your ride so far?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah. So Robbie goes back on the ship on Monday. He flies up on Monday to Anacortes, where Palomino is sitting on the hard. And he'll wave as he goes by. And yeah, what a nice ride so far. So we got a long ways to go. We got another almost 2 hours until we get to the Golden Gate Bridge. So we'll get some shots of that. But we can see off the distance. We can see Point Lobos, where we make the turn around the cliff house. Right, we're off of home right now. We're off of Pacifica. Over there is Shelter Cove. That used to be a, well, it still is kind of an artist type thing. There actually was a kind of a more, in the 50s and 60s, even the 70s, it was a little more of a place, a destination, a place to go. They had restaurants and such. But in '83, the road there got washed away in a big storm, and now it's a big private deal, and you don't go there unless you're invited. A little strange. So we have Lindemar Beach over there, Rockaway Beach over there, Sharp Park, and that's where we live, right up there, up that hill. And we see where we're going. Still just cruising on up San Mateo Coast. So let's go down and see how Bailey's doing. Are you happy? Get to go on the boat? Last summer, got to show you a lot of food we ate on the boat, and it was always fun. But this is what we're having. We're having some cheese and these. I wouldn't say that's all how we eat on here. We have an oven, and we're known for having our prime rib out of the tuna grounds. But our generator died, maybe 2 years ago. And we use an inverter for some of the stuff, and we use a microwave. But we just bought a new 3.5 kW generator, and that is going to be installed soon, so that we can have our prime rib in our old 1972 Princess oven. Actually works pretty well. It works. So now we got to keep the crew fed. So we're now right on the south bar of the San Francisco bar. And over there is where I grew up. Looking this way, out to the fair lawns and the rest. It's always kind of neat to see it from the other direction. Just going to come around Point Lobos there, Steel Rocks, the Cliff House, and the Golden Gate Bridge after that. So far, a really good trip. So we have the Cliff House there, and the foot of Golden Gate Park, which goes all 1,000 acres. That width, or my God, several miles to the east. Okay, so we're going to do a good deed. We're coming across here. We're off right off Golden Gate Park. And we're going to get some balloons. At least they're not the Mylar ones, but yeah, somebody wants to release some balloons at some point, and they are right ahead. I can hold the camera and maneuver the boat so Robbie can get them.
Running away.
I know, they're going, the breeze is blowing them. Oh, look at that. Now we got some balloons. So we can be festive now. So here we go. Back in gear. Back around Point Lobos, the Golden Gate Bridge. When you're passing Fisherman's Wharf and you can smell the fried fish the calamari. It smells really good, actually. I think it's almost time for our dinner, which is our late lunch, early dinner, which is going to be Hungry Man dinners in the microwave with the inverter on. Yeah, smelling Fisherman's Wharf right now. And having worked there for years ago when I was a kid, it's a very familiar smell. Smells are funny that way. For its first several decades, Pier 39 was a shipping pier like the many that line the San Francisco waterfront. In the mid-1970s, the sheds were removed, and in October of 1978, it opened as a major tourist attraction with shops and restaurants. We decided to buzz by the end of the pier and wave to the tourists gathered there. More wind and waves here than we had on the ocean. So there's Oyster Point, Genentech up on the hill, and we're going to go in there and get slipped for a couple of days. That's actually a good run. Definitely a good run. But, little guy on the boat over there. So we got into Oyster Point. They didn't answer on the VHF, so I'm going to walk up there and okay, go ahead. Not made for a festive ride. It's a couple days later, Monday. We brought the boat up on a Saturday. I dropped Robbie off at the airport this morning. He gets back aboard the tanker West Virginia. So I'm going to solo the boat up from Oyster Point here in South San Francisco to SF Boatworks. But easy run. That's the whole reason we do it, is get the boat into the bay and we can get a good ocean weather window and then take the boat from here to the haul out appointment, which is supposed to be at noon. I'm going to be a little bit early, it looks like, but that's probably okay. But just have to get the boat ready and pull her out, and we'll head on up. Well, we're out of the slip and got about, I think it's about 6 miles to run, not very far. And we have the current going with us again. That's pretty rare. It usually works against you all the time, ahead of the odds, or worse than the odds. But that's good. It's a good thing. Having a really nice ride up. We're off Brisbane right now, and heading towards Hunters Point. We'll go around Hunters Point where the Warriors play, near Chase Center, is San Francisco Boat Works. And they've done all our haul outs for several years now, and have always done a good job. As you can see from all the ships out there, that the current is heading out that way, and that's in our direction, which is great. So that's extra bonus speed. We're doing at only 1500 RPM, doing 9.5 knots, 9.4, 9.6. So it might even actually pick up a little bit right at the corner here. So be interesting to see how the bottom looks, and hasn't had a diver on it in a while, so yeah, it's going to be, I think, pretty ugly down there. So got a lot of work to do. So straight ahead is San Francisco Boat Works, and all the building that's gone around the last few years in Mission Bay here, including Chase Center right there where the Warriors play. And we got downtown San Francisco, the Bay Bridge. Alright, so we made it to the boatyard, and they're going to haul her out later. I got to go back and get my truck, but we'll be back. May or may not get some footage of hauling her out. It's always fun to watch. We will see.